Warning, the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
What the fuck is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 29 of the See It Podcast, your number one stop for all things movie, television, and entertainment news. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew Ormsby. Joining me today, we have Shelby Emmerman, who, in her spare time, runs an underground beetle fighting ring. Also today, we have Zach Chadwick, who you may know as a professional electric eel noodler. And finally, we have Mr. Brian Vaughn, the Arizona State Champion in competitive bird watching.
All of that,
what
is
did you say I
completely
did?
true.
What did you say I did?
You're an electric eel noodler.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
See, when I
You're
birdwatch in Arizona, I don't have to worry about the time changing. It's nice.
Yeah. I just realized that I gave you all animal-related hobbies. So.
Oh, mine's technically an insect.
That's true, yes. All right, well, it's great to be here. How's everybody doing? What's new with you fine folks?
I'm going to go see the Thriller on C Street tonight.
I'm gonna go home and probably watch TV.
You finally saw
I play
Guardians.
Shadow of Mordor.
You finally saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
It might be my third or fourth favorite Marvel movie. I mean, it's really good, but it's not Avengers. It's not better than Winter Soldier, I don't think.
Well, to each his own, I guess. Brian, what's new with you? You're
Coughing.
coughing. The Cardinals are out
Yep.
since we last spoke to you. The Royals are doing baseball still.
If you
They're
want
up
to call
2-1,
it that,
man.
yeah. Slap
They've
that shit
invented a
around.
whole new style of baseball that hasn't been around since, the 40s?
It got them a sweet second place in their division this year, and then an accidental wild card berth that they accidentally came back from down 4, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is for real then, forever."
And they're gonna win the goddamn World Series.
Oh no, they are, and I'm going to go into hiding, probably back to Arizona
Yeah, oh yeah.
for the bird watching.
So
Competitive bird watching.
when you say
Yeah, I'm
you're
not doing it for free.
so when you're a bird watcher, are you an avid cardinal watcher? Would you say?
Not anymore.
You see what he did there?
Yeah, I see what he did.
See, look.
I started watching Hannibal last night
Yeah.
because it's so well received.
Here's my thing with Hannibal, the show. Tell me if you agree.
I'm only 4 episodes in, so
Can you understand what the fuck he is saying?
who? Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah,
he
I can
mumbles.
understand what he's saying.
I need subtitles because I'm he's quiet and he mumbles and his thick accent just makes it very difficult.
Mads Mikkelsen is a national treasure.
He is
For Denmark?
multiple, multiple.
I just
countries.
think he's cool.
He is
really
cool. I'd hang out with him and be a little afraid and weirded out, but I would do it.
I think the first time I saw him was Casino Royale.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
the first thing I remember.
Yeah.
And that's better than Skyfall, by the way.
So
probably.
Only saw Quantum of Solace.
you never
That's
saw
the
Casino Royale.
Wrong one out of the 3
Yeah.
to see.
I
Okay.
hated that movie
I
so much.
actually liked it.
My
I think
favorite part about
Sky-
that is the big villain. There's always some evil plot, and he's like, if you don't, if no one stops me, everybody's utility bills are going to be a little bit more. Yeah, suck it.
Oh man! So with our not speaking of news segment, our did you see that opinions? We have a couple this week because I know I saw Fury. Actually, I saw a shit ton of movies. I saw Fury. I saw Dracula Untold. I saw A Most Wanted Man.
Yeah, Dracula Untold, I really, really want to see that.
It's a good movie if you don't go in expecting it to be a good movie.
Well, no, it's eye candy. That's all it is.
Yeah. But Brian, you're also going to talk a little bit about, you saw Gone Girl, right?
I did.
All right, so
did.
let me go first talking about Fury, and then you can talk about Gone Girl.
I also
Sound
saw Captain America.
good? Winter Soldier?
Yeah,
It was
haven't
actually
seen
good.
It yet. It was very solid.
Fucking awesome.
All right, so Fury. This is the newest film by David Ayer. He directed End of Watch, and he wrote the script for Training Day.
Jesus.
Yeah, this guy's pretty legit.
End of Watch is great.
Dude, I almost lost it at the end of that movie. I almost cried my
It's an
eyes out.
upsetting movie.
I didn't,
Yeah.
but it's still intense.
Fury tells the story of this World War II tank unit that had been together for 4 years, which is crazy because the life expectancy of a tank unit in World War II was 2 weeks. Did you get... Brian, you're a big book reader. Do you remember the book, The Greatest Generation, Tom Brokaw's book?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that book, he talks about how like they were the men and women of World War II, were like the bravest and greatest generation ever.
Quick question though, quick aside. Did you read that book?
Spark Notes.
I didn't actually
Son
read
of
the
a
book.
bitch. No.
But my question is, if you read that book, would you hear it in Tom Brokaw's voice?
Oh yeah, of
I
course
would.
I did. Even the Spark Notes were written
You
in
would
Tom
have-
Brokaw's
yeah.
voice. While it may be true, that they are the greatest generation, this film captures the fact that no matter how brave or great you may be, war is brutal, ugly, and terrifying. The depression you feel in this movie is on par with something like Cormac McCarthy's The Road, and how's like that's the most depressing book / movie ever made. This is like right up there. Performances in this movie are incredible. Brad Pitt's good as he's ever been. Logan Lerman, he's going to be an actor to keep your eye out. He proved it once, in Perks of Being a Wallflower. He does it again here. Michael Pena, he's just always amazing, like in Crash.
an
and
end of
Excuse
watch.
me,
Yeah, end of watch.
Michael Pena.
Whatever. I said Pena.
We watch baseball. We know every Hispanic surname.
Okay. John Bernthal, he's always good at being this grade A asshole, like in Walking Dead, But believe it or not, the best performance in this movie was Shia LaBeouf.
I don't believe it.
I do not believe that for
Yeah.
a second.
Dude,
I'll be the judge of that.
you're going to watch the movie and you're like, holy shit, he was the best thing in this movie. He was criticized really early on for his strange methods when he was getting into the character. Like, he pulled out his own tooth to be in this movie, and then he stopped showering to get...
I don't think he does anyway.
he stopped showering because he wanted to get more into character, and all the other actors started saying, like, if he doesn't shower, we're not going to finish this movie until he cleans it because he smells so bad. But honestly, whatever
Sounds
he
hot.
does, I don't care what he does, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing. If he keeps acting like this, I'm cool with whatever he does. And
So you're saying that if I see him in this, I might want him to die less than I do now?
yeah,
Okay.
there's
Because I kind of want him to.
this is very
That's strong feelings,
That's fairly
man.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Just-
need to
I
vent
don't-
a little bit.
about Shia LaBeouf.
Well, we
you have
could get...
some unseated hatred.
I do. First off, we can start with the movie Constantine, in which he
I
plays
liked that movie, and I liked him
I
in
like
it.
the movie
I liked
fine
him
too,
in it
but
too.
he's like Keanu Reeves' annoying child cab driver.
That's
I
who
don't-
he was supposed to be. He played the annoying
I
guy
honestly don't
perfectly.
remember him. in
He
that
was
movie.
basically
He got
the
killed.
non-CGI version of Jar Jar Binks, as far as I'm concerned.
I loved Jar Jar Binks. Well, in the little book I had when I was a kid.
There was a book of... I was like... By that time, I like had a cigar, and I was
Yeah.
like 37.
We keep forgetting that Shelby's
Yeah.
like 14 years old. So, all right, sorry, Shelby.
Oh,
Just
and
a
then the
baby.
Indiana Jones 4, and I don't have to say anything else about that.
Okay, I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah.
But in Fury, there's this scene
Transformers.
where
All 20 of them.
I'm not going to give away the scene, but the tension that you get like between all the characters, it's very palpable and it's very uncomfortable in a good way, like one of those
Yeah.
tension building scenes. The fun fact about this movie, there's a German Tiger tank in the film. It's the very last Tiger tank in the world, and they were able to get it for this movie. All the things going for this movie, it is not only a see it, but it is now officially my number one movie of 2014. It bumped out Godzilla.
Fun fact about this movie.
I hope this isn't true at all.
No, it's totally true. They hired this tank driver from World War II to be a consultant for this film, and they brought him on the set, and hey, what were tanks like back then
Yeah.
and shit. And the guy, the first question he asked when he was there was, "Who the fuck is Brad Pitt?"
Bradley Pitts.
Bradley Pitt's, or you watched that too,
I
Between
did.
Two Ferns.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was really
It was
funny.
pretty
That
good.
was my last piece of gum.
All right, so that's it for Fury. Do you want to take it away on Gone Girl?
I can do that.
All right.
Okay, so I went and saw Gone Girl. It's got Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike in it. I'm guessing that's correct pronunciation.
Rosamund.
Maybe.
Pike?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know what kind of name that is. There are no baseball
We're-
players named that. So, anyway, they play a married couple. They've been married about 5 years, and then she suddenly disappears. And as things continue, Ben Affleck's character is suspected for murdering her or having something to do with her disappearance. So, my favorite thing about the movie, and it's probably my favorite movie of the year that I've seen so far.
Oh, we're gonna have to watch each other's movies, find
Yeah.
out who's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it does one thing that I love. It's one of my favorite things in movies, and that is be completely unreliable narrator-wise. You don't really know who's, especially in the first half, what exactly is really happening or whose vantage point is correct. It's shot very well. It's got a lot of really eerie scenes.
Well, it's David Fincher.
It's David Fincher, yeah.
I was about to ask if it was David Fincher.
It is. It's
Yeah.
David Fincher, and you've got the Trent Reznor soundtrack. So it's,
Oh, really?
It's very
I don't
unnerving.
like Trent Reznor at
Really?
all.
I love him.
He's
and
a
I have a
pretty-
huge crush
he's
on
He's
him.
a
good.
nice guy.
He's a swell fella.
He's a Pennsylvanian coal miner.
He's one of those guys who
Salt of the earth, that
who
man.
is credited
No.
with being a major musical influence, and I just don't see it.
Well, I think that just goes to the combining rock music and electronic music, because he was one of the first people, especially mainstream-wise, to do that.
Okay, fair enough.
Which kind of bled into a lot of the stuff that's out now that's, just absolutely
Terrible.
awful. Yeah, but it does exist, so...
So, question. From what I've heard in this movie, everybody says after watching this movie they are absolutely terrified of getting married now. Like, would be like the worst date movie in history.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
it's
think that there's
a little
something wrong
unsettling.
after reading or watching the movie? Is there something wrong with Gillian Flynn, the girl who wrote this? Like,
Probably.
okay, like
No, but I mean, I
some-
sat there as a divorced person, and I sat there and watched it, and I was like, it seems about right.
Okay,
Hilarious,
moment of truth.
but not really.
Was Tyler Perry tolerable in this movie?
Yeah, he was actually solid.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably way better than Shia LaBeouf was in your movie.
Bullshit.
How
Okay.
did you feel about Neil Patrick Harris?
NPH.
He didn't have a ton of screen time, but he was actually super creepy.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, I feel like the casting was pretty good.
You know how Robin Williams was like the super funny guy, and he started doing creepy movies like Insomnia and
1 hour photo.
1 Hour
Yeah.
Photo. I see that really working for Neil Patrick Harris.
I think it could. Yeah,
Interesting. All right. So it's a see it.
yeah, definitely.
And you said it's your number 1 movie of the year.
I believe so. I have not gone back over the annals of what I've actually seen
Okay.
this year. That came out this year, but I believe it would have to be.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
can't think of. Yeah.
Well, if there's nothing coming out next week, then I will probably go and see Gone Girl. Well, having wrapped up the Did You See That Opinion of the Week, I think we need to move on to Speaking of News. Zach, take it away.
Speaking of, we haven't done this in a while, so there's quite a bit.
All right, what do we got?
The obvious one is Walking Dead's season premiere was last week.
2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Highest ratings in cable history.
2 weeks. And it was an amazing episode.
Highest ratings in cable history. And then episode 2 was like right there with it.
Yeah.
It's the best start they've had to a season.
Easily.
Yeah, not close.
The ending of
They're not messing
episode...
around.
The ending of episode 2, how it finished...
Don't spoil
not
it
gonna
because
spoil-
I haven't seen it.
I'm just going to say it's insane.
Yeah, it's
The first episode was really impressive, actually. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I didn't watch any of last season except for the very first episode and the very last episode.
Andrew Lincoln did not say Carl enough. Carl.
No, hardly at all.
Damn it. All right.
I just love seeing the sound spike after we did
Carl.
that. Carl.
Those are great memes.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
fantastic. Really, okay, anyway. Warner Brothers has said they're making a Lego Batman movie.
Good.
Like, not just Lego movie. I think they're going to make a sequel to that. Just a Lego
Yeah,
Batman.
get ready for
Is-
another franchise of 78 movies.
Is all I care
Hey.
is Will
Hey.
Arnett going to be Batman?
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
Why Will Arnett?
Because he was
He was
Batman
the
in a
voice of
Lego
Batman
movie.
in the Lego movie.
Oh.
It was a great movie. I was surprised I liked it.
It's in my top 10
Oh,
of 2014.
okay, so
Yeah.
side note here.
Is shit about to get real? You just
shit
you're
is
jumping,
about to get real.
You're jumping up and down.
I saw Frozen the other night.
Oh my god, yes.
That movie's fucking hilarious.
You love it?
It was amazing.
Andrew, you
That's
lose.
how great it was.
You
I'm
lose.
not going to do it either.
Brian,
I'm
come
with
on.
you on it.
The whole time.
Watch it.
Yeah,
No,
Have you seen
see-
it?
Okay,
You
scenario.
can't be if you're a 30-year-old man and you're
Is that what my problem
you
is?
you can't sit there by yourself and be like, I'm gonna just time to drink a beer and watch Frozen. Heat up my lasagna in the microwave and cry
Sure
into
For
it.
the
can.
fourth time.
Yeah, you can't.
It'll make you feel better when you listen to Let It Go. It'll make your
Scenario.
life
I
all
hate
of
that
it.
song
Just
so
So
much.
let it go.
Wednesday
Let
night,
it go.
Wednesday night, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm about ready to go to bed, and then my wife pops it in our Xbox and says, we're watching this right now. I said, God damn it, I don't want to watch this shit. And from the opening second, the entire time, I'm commentating on the movie because I can't stop laughing. That Hans guy was a dick.
Did I watch a different movie?
Zach is totally cooler than you guys are right now.
It was amazing.
The whole troll thing made
so
no
funny.
sense whatsoever.
And,
They
I
were
did notice.
the love experts.
I did notice how the moose was always panting like a dog. That was
this-
hilarious.
You're
And then
easy, dude.
and
You're
then
just
they-
easy.
The
Is this a
Moose
thing?
and Kristoff
Zach
were
cannot
awesome,
contain
and
himself.
Olaf was the best.
Even discussing it. Is this a thing where
You
you
guys
on
suck.
like large quantities? Did
Like
you injure
helium?
yourself and then
No,
they were like,
that's
here's a
just
bunch of
it.
drugs?
It was unexpected, so it just started, and I'm like, well, fine, whatever. I wanted to watch Sons of Anarchy. That wasn't happening.
You may need to go home and make sure that your carbon monoxide detector is working because you may have oxygen lost to your brain.
God, it was hilarious.
It's a great movie,
No.
Andrew.
I was going to
Maybe
watch
you're not
the
watching
Lego
with the right
movie
people.
other day.
Okay, what's
Maybe
next?
you need to watch
You
it,
should
Zach.
watch the Lego
I ended up
movie.
watching LA Confidential again.
Yeah, you did.
Man, it's awesome.
Such
I
a
hadn't
good
seen it
movie.
since I was like 15, so I decided.
Good thing, good
I've
now.
never even heard of that.
Oh, it's a great movie.
When did it come out?
It probably came out when you were like
99.
It was
8
before
or
the
9.
millennium started.
So when
Yeah.
I was like 5.
1997.
Russell Crowe, Kevin
1997.
Spacey.
I
Who's
do love both
Guy
of them.
Pierce.
Guy? Who's
Pierce.
the guy
Guy
from
Pierce.
Babe? The old dude from Babe.
James
James
Cromwell.
James
yeah.
Cromwell.
Yeah. All right, next item up.
Did you guys ever see Babe Pig in the City?
Yeah, I
no,
did.
No.
Not as good.
That
No
was a
thanks.
standalone
I'll
thought.
pass.
Wait, Zach's like, I love Frozen, but fuck that.
That's where the
Oh,
line.
Babe was good.
That's
The
where you
original
draw the
Babe was
line.
very
Babe,
good.
Pig in the City.
Babe
Yeah.
Pig in the City. I didn't have any desire to see it.
He's set the parameters. We know where his line is
Whatever.
now.
Next up, Kate Blanchett is signed to star in Tim Burton's Mary Poppins remake. So is this going to be another Alice in Wonderland or what?
God, I hope not.
Yeah.
I never actually saw it.
I did. I
had
seen
no
that
desire
like
to
4
see it.
times.
Really?
No desire
Not on
to see it.
purpose.
You saw it 4 times, and
Yeah.
you give me shit for
Not
seeing
on
Frozen?
purpose! I told you I'm divorced!
I love the Alice in Wonderland movies. Both the old and the new.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a big Tim Burton guy, so.
Well, it's not so much Tim Burton. Tim Burton's movie actually follows the book Through the Looking Glass a lot closer than...
Favorite Tim Burton movie? Go.
Fuck, I don't know.
The answer is Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
A Nightmare
Didn't he do
Before
Beetlejuice?
Christmas.
He
'Cause
did
I
do
was- I would've
Beetlejuice.
said
Probably Beetlejuice.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Edward
not a-
Scissorhands?
I'm not a big
Yeah?
Tim
I do
Burton
love
guy.
Edward Scissorhands.
He tries too hard.
Now.
Okay, well.
So, what's after
that's
that?
Not
lame
those
news.
Batman movies.
So,
I like the first Batman movie.
It's fine, I guess.
yeah.
That's okay. That's Tim Burton to me. Is just like, hey, it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
So, when did David Bowie do Labyrinth?
God, that was...
1986.
They are making a Labyrinth sequel.
Yes.
Oh,
Is
yes.
David Bowie going to be in it?
I don't know. The news item I found for it didn't say, but they said they are working on it right now.
Starring David Bowie,
super
co-starring
excited.
David Bowie's Package.
I'll take my sister to
Yes.
that movie.
I don't know how that got greenlit, that scene with...
I don't know.
It's a kid's movie and his junk's flopping around everywhere. It's fluffy junk.
Well, how does
Speaking of flopping junk, Ben Affleck and Gone Girl, are the rumors true? You see some package?
I did not see any.
Okay.
No.
I'll watch it and let you know.
Okay.
I was not specifically looking at Ben Affleck's penis throughout the movie, though.
Okay.
Like
why not?
I mean, usually, like in... why can't I not think of a single other movie Ben Affleck's been in?
Argo.
I need to. Yeah.
The Town.
Dogma.
He's just not that into
Daredevil.
Fuck,
you.
what's that movie he was in with Matt Damon?
Dogma?
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of movies with Matt Damon. They're like best friends.
Goodwill Hunting.
Have you
Pearl
seen?
Harbor.
I feel is kind of a...
There's a bit.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor's terrible.
Worst movie ever?
There's a bit on Family Guy
love that movie.
where they make fun of Ben Affleck. It shows him sitting on the couch at Matt
Oh,
Damon's
while Matt
house.
Damon's-
While Matt Damon's writing it, he says, Goodwill Hunting by Matt Damon. Matt, you think you can go ahead and put my name on that too? I don't know. I know nothing about their writing style, so anyway. Yeah, Labyrinth, terrible. It's probably going to
What?
be off.
I
No,
love
the
that
sequel.
movie. Oh,
The
We don't
sequel
know.
they're working on.
it might be.
It
pretty
looks
great.
like they're trying to pull off a sequel to Gladiator, like they were trying for years.
Okay.
You remember that, right?
Let's just get an influx of new writers and quit all the sequels and remakes.
I'm fine
They've
with
been
that.
doing
Yes.
remakes forever.
Fine
you know.
with
It's
that.
just-
Not at this rate.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fine with it.
All right, so what's next?
Resident Evil and Underworld are both coming to the small screen TV style. I was surprised. I didn't think... I mean, are they just trying to do more zombies or what?
Probably.
Well, from the way that Resident Evil's been going for like a while now, they have nothing to do with zombies anymore.
I
so.
quit caring about Resident Evil after Resident Evil Code
One?
Veronica.
Oh,
was
video
like the
games.
third or fourth one.
Uh,
Because they got completely away from what it started out as.
Resident Evil 4 was
That game was awesome.
the best.
I don't care.
Resident
I
Evil
like
5, not the best. 6 was just, I don't even know what the hell that game was.
To me, the best one was 2.
Whoa, the one with the alligator
And
that popped out
Neon,
of his, yeah.
And
That-
you walk by the double-sided glass, and you get the chess piece, and you come back, and that fucking thing pops out of
That's
the
getting
window.
remade,
and
you
it
know.
makes you shit your pants.
Resident Evil 2 is getting remade, digital or graphics upgrade.
Probably for Sony PlayStation 4, which I don't have.
I'm getting one. I'm gonna get a PS4.
I'll let someone buy it for me.
I'm either gonna wait for Black Friday, see if they have any deals, or
I'm
Christmas.
hoping for that too, but I
Why are you
doubt
getting
it.
a PlayStation when you have an Xbox?
Exclusives.
Because he doesn't want to play Sunset Overdrive because he's lame.
I
I want-
got a baseball
Xbox is
game I
totally
need to play
better.
on PlayStation.
Or MLB
Yeah.
215.
That'd be the
That's
only
something
reason
I
to get
gotta
it,
do.
honestly.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at it, you see.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right.
Next.
Next, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in Captain America 3, which is going to start a big new storyline for all the Marvel movies.
Explain this Civil War thing.
So it looks like it's happening in the trailer for Avengers 2, but what happens is like some catastrophic event happens to where the whole, obviously the world knows that they're there, but the world decides, okay, we need to, or the U.S. government says, all superhumans or people with superhuman abilities have to register with this agency and essentially work for the government. So S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes like a government agency, essentially. And Robert Downey Jr. is the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's like, yes, this is a good deal. This is what we need to do. We need to be on the system from the inside. Captain America says, no, that's bullshit. That's a violation of our rights and secret identities. We have to have them because we have to protect our families. And boom.
We have to
That's
protect
how
our
it starts.
precious fluids.
Right, and a big central part of this is Spider-Man for whatever reason. I don't know enough about that part of it.
Ah.
Other than
Do you think they're going to use the Amazing Spider-Man?
yeah,
Like the
that's
same actor?
Well, Sony is already talking to Marvel about it, so
I wish Fox would get on that game, but we've said that like 4,000 times.
well, yeah, Marvel is taking a whole nother approach with Fox, so they're killing off like Wolverine's dying in the comic books. They're completely stopping all Fantastic Four comic books. They're not doing them until Fox quits making those movies. Awful. But anyway, and then at the end of the storyline, Captain America gets killed.
Interesting.
Or Steve Rogers gets killed.
Good. Most boring Avenger.
I don't know about that.
I
I actually think Thor is the most boring Avenger.
Okay, yes.
like Thor a lot.
I might second that.
I really like them all.
I think Captain America is actually super likable.
He is after Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter
That
Soldier's
first Captain
good.
He's
America
more
was a
likable,
lay shit.
but he's so humorless and dry.
Yeah. Thor was funny. The first Thor movie, I was laughing my ass off.
I don't
even
know
though
if it had
whenever
anything to
Zach
do with Thor, though.
when Zach and I, he had funny parts in that movie. When Zach and I went and saw it in the theater, it was so fucking dark. The screen, you could not
Yeah.
see anything.
True story. I was
Yeah.
there.
You were okay.
Javier Bardem is most likely going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
What? Wait. Is the 4 Outworld? That's the third one, right?
No, fourth
No.
is
Fourth is the one that had what's his name from Deadwood.
Penelope Cruz was in it. But I don't remember what it was called.
I only saw the first two. And then
Dead
I was
Man's
like,
Chest, I
alright, I'm
think,
done
is what
here.
it was called.
No, Dead Man's Chest was
Oh,
number
with
2.
the mermaid and stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember. Either way,
Why
it's
do they have a fifth one coming out?
they're bringing back Orlando as well for this movie. So
This is going to be called
What about
Dead
Keira
Men
Knightley?
Tell No Tales, and the fourth one was On Stranger Tides.
There you go. Because
Okay.
it had like a bunch of voodoo shit and stuff.
It's going to drive me crazy. It wasn't Jeremy Irons. Ian McShane, that's who it was. That
Ian
was
McShane's awesome.
from Deadwood, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you
so-
That
should
guy
have
can grow a
said-
wicked mustache, Ian McShane.
it's true.
That's what I want.
You should have said Kung Fu Panda, and I would have been on that.
Okay.
Was he in Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, wasn't he the bad guy?
I
Yeah,
don't know. I
he
haven't
was.
seen the first one. I've only seen the second one.
He was the
All right.
tiger.
I talked about it in like my first podcast.
I think you did. I remember now.
Way to remember, Sean.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, gosh.
All right.
J.K.
Yeah.
Rowling has said there's now 3 new Harry Potter spin-off movies besides the Fantastic Beasts movie.
So there's 4.
It's either 4 or it's 3, and Fantastic Beasts is part of the 3. I don't remember. Either way, they're just milking this cash cow even
Yeah.
more.
That's all anything is. Cynicism.
But I'm fine with it because I want more Harry Potter. I'm fine with that. The
Yeah,
books
I'm
were
gonna end
amazing.
up probably
I'll go
having to-
see it.
Yeah.
She needs to put out like an encyclopedia of Harry Potter shit. I'd read that right now.
Nah, pass.
You're not going to read The World of Ice and Fire when it comes out?
God, no.
Why not?
Because I don't give a shit. I got things to do, man.
Grow his
Yeah.
mustache. He has that to do.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not curly enough yet.
It's getting there. You're looking more and more dastardly by the day.
You think after a while he could possibly be the white Raleigh or this generation's Raleigh Fingers?
Well, except for the athletic ability, yes.
Okay.
Hey.
What are you
Boom.
going as
Oh,
for
yeah.
Halloween?
What?
What are you going as for Halloween?
I don't know. It could be the Pringles guy or Uncle Pennybags,
I thought about it. I didn't think
Uncle
it was soon
Pennybags?
enough.
the Monopoly guy.
Oh, I didn't know his name was called Uncle Penny.
I didn't
Yeah,
do it
just called
soon
him the
enough, but
Monopoly
I
guy.
should have grown this out more, the mustache part, and then I should have been Ron Swanson. I thought
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
I didn't think about it.
If I lose the curl and I just push it down, maybe I could do. I'm not big enough. I'm too lanky.
All right. Anyway, do you know what Ghost in the Shell is?
Yes!
You're about to tell me.
I know it's some uber famous anime.
Yeah, I watched it. It was awesome. It's like the only anime I've ever seen.
They're
Nerd.
making a live action movie of it, and they offered Scarlett Johansson the lead.
Oh,
Good.
You're okay with
God.
that?
I'm fine with that.
I
She
mean, I'm
needs to-
okay with it because she's awesome in many ways. But
oh.
I don't know anything about it, so can you tell me what is it? I don't
So
know.
basically, it's kind of of course, like futuristic world where all intelligence and like our actual brains are kind of, for lack of a better word, like held on servers in
Okay.
a way, and our bodies are not really us. And
So it's kind of like that movie with Bruce Willis, Surrogates.
yeah,
Okay.
although this was
That's a
made
great
in like the
movie.
90s,
Right.
sometime in the 90s.
Yeah.
Japan's always ahead of us,
Okay.
except
cool.
for it being tall.
They made the first black burger.
No, I would eat that too.
I would eat it right now.
Oh, dude. They
Squid
used
ink.
Squid
I'm
ink
so
to
hungry.
make
I don't
turkey
care.
black.
I
I'm
ate the
fucking
head
starving
off a
right
baby
now.
octopus
Yeah, me too.
once.
I could eat a
I like
horse.
the calamari. Oh, the head. That's
Yeah.
that's a little different.
I did that. That's the thing I did.
I don't know if I can eat a horse, but I could definitely eat something.
Well,
Couldn't be Dothraki then.
yeah.
Boom. All the worst
Game of
nerdiest-
Thrones references.
Nice.
Nerds.
Speaking of more women getting major lead roles, you know who Jenna Malone is?
Yeah, she's gonna be.
She's going to be in
Batman.
Batman vs. Superman, and they think it's going to be as Robin.
Really?
Yeah, like that's the belief. They haven't said what it is yet, but that most likely it's going to be Robin from all the Frank Miller comics, apparently.
I want her to have like old Adam West. Not I know Adam West was
Adam
Batman.
West era Robin costume.
Yeah, like holy
Please make that so.
holy punchline, Batman.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want it and I need it like right now.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
What's next?
Tom Hardy, Fox is trying to get him to play Apocalypse.
Okay, a lot of people are really upset about this, and here's my thing. Because he was in Batman. And I was like, well, it's the same thing because Batman's DC and this is Marvel. Everybody was really upset. It's not like whenever Chris Evans was the Human Torch and then he was Captain America. Nobody remembers him as Human
Well,
Torch.
it's the same thing like J.J. Abrams. Oh, he was the Star Trek. He did Star Trek, and now he's doing Star Wars, and nobody's going to give a fuck because the movie's going to be good.
Yeah.
So once it comes out, it'll be fine, and nobody will care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, as Apocalypse, I think he'd do an amazing job.
It's Tom Hardy. He's good at just about everything.
And I want him to have Bane voice again.
No, that wouldn't work for this.
But it'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Wolverine.
Slender Man.
Slender Man.
Your hands are very sharp.
Okay.
Storm, why is your hair so white?
There's a really...
Who wants to go to Denny's?
Hey, there's a Denny's coming to Springfield again.
Is there?
I swear.
No.
Yes!
Yes!
My whole day is better now.
No, I don't need Denny's. We already have so many good... Like, we have... How many Waffle Houses do we have?
I'm not
Waffle
setting
House
foot in
is
there.
terrible.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not
no,
going
it
in there.
isn't.
Waffle
I
House
like-
is
Waffle
terrible.
House is good.
Waffle
IHOP
House
is
is
good.
It just
Waffle
has a
House
bad
is
stigma.
terrible.
There is no other place you can go to get scrambled eggs with a side of cigarette ash.
Yeah, no, like the ground,
Yeah, why
ground
would you
lines in the
want that?
floor are like blood coated. I just can't.
I don't know how many times that one in Springfield has been shut down because like the fry cook had like Hep C or something like
Ew.
that.
No, that's Red Robin, bro.
No, it's happened to Red Robin, but it's happened at Waffle House. I don't know how many times growing up I've heard that story.
Yeah,
It's gross.
IHOP.
Fingernails
IHOP
all
is
over the
good.
floor
Waffle
and-
House is terrible.
IHOP's
Bacon is
overpriced.
I saw this again. Speaking of Batman,
Oh, Christian Bale. You know how Christian Bale's going to play Steve Jobs? You know how
Again?
it was going to be Leonardo DiCaprio?
it was going to be Christian Bale, then it was going to be Leonardo DiCaprio, and I guess
Well,
now
now
they're back to
they've said it's definitely Christian Bale.
They need to get their shit together with this movie.
I think it's
Didn't Ashton Kutcher already play Steve
in a
Jobs?
not very good movie, apparently.
But they're
is
just having a lot of
perfect.
problems with this movie.
This is perfect for him because apparently Steve Jobs was quite the asshole.
So, oh yeah, apparently, yeah.
All rich people are, I'm assuming.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like they've had so many problems. Like first it was David Fincher, then he got ousted. Now it's Danny Boyle. Then it was Christian Bale. Then it was Leonardo DiCaprio. And now it's Christian Bale again. The only person that's been consistent with this is Aaron Sorkin for writing the script.
Yeah.
I'm worried about this movie. I really am.
I don't really care either way. I probably won't see it.
Sony needs to get their shit together.
So I kind of have an off-topic question for you, Zach, who's seen New Girl.
It's a great show.
Do you know who Coach is?
Yeah, he's the black guy who was on like the first 2 episodes. Then he wasn't on it
Craig
for
T.
Yeah,
for
okay, but do
forever.
you know who
Answer
he
to that
is?
question.
No.
Damon Wayans Jr. He is Damon, the son
Damon
of
Wayans'
Damon
son?
Wayne. He is the son of Damon Wayans
Oh, that,
and Lisa Thornhill.
that kind of blows my mind.
It blew my
He's way
mind.
funnier than Damon Wayans.
Yeah, he is.
Did you see the most recent?
Someone was like, he looks just like one of the Wayans brothers, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh my god.
Was it the most recent episode where he was having sex with all the teachers in the school?
Brian, you're thinking the same thing as me,
I
aren't you?
haven't
And it's
watched
very
the
racist,
latest
so you're not
season.
going to say it.
I'm still on season
I can
2
see the
on
wheels turning in your
Netflix.
head like me. You're
The
like,
wheels of racism.
you're like the wheels are turning. You're like, how can I say this funny joke without it being racist?
No,
All right.
About 5 seconds, I ruled out saying anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, no.
NBC is pulling a repeat in a way. They're ordering an English IT crowd.
Don't do it.
They're hoping for
No.
an Office repeat.
Don't.
No.
Well, you know how the
The Office was terrible.
The IT crowd was hilarious. Don't.
Yes.
No, the English Office was. I loved that show, even though it was super dry.
I didn't like the
But the
English
American
But-
version was a fluke that it was so good.
Right, but the
didn't
English
like it.
version had such a cult following when they brought it to here.
Yeah.
And
that
that's
helped.
the same thing with the IT
And they
crowd.
got Steve Carell attached to it so soon that they were able to. I mean, that helped too because he was
Nobody
already kind of
can
on the
play Morris
rise.
Moss better than him.
Well, they're doing it. So
And Chris O'Dowd, you can't take Chris O'Dowd out of that show. It's not the IT crowd without them. They are the IT crowd.
let's see. Last thing, because we need to move on.
Pick something good.
AMC bought bought a 49.9% interest in BBC America, and they only paid $200 million. So BBC America's not worth very much.
No.
But-
all they have is Sherlock and Top Gear UK.
Have you seen
Sherlock is so good.
Have you seen Orphan Black?
No.
Show's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna start that next.
Oh, and they have
That's my
Doctor
next
Who.
thing, actually.
They do have...
Orphan Black is really solid, but that doesn't
It's
seem
about
like,
inner city Detroit.
what?
No, Orphan Black.
No.
I get it.
Oh,
yes!
God damn it.
It took me a second.
Oh.
I got there, though. I got there, though.
But that just
There's
doesn't,
our racist joke.
Yep.
We got
Had
one.
to happen.
that doesn't seem like very much. And what is it? Are they going to start showing Doctor Who on AMC now, or what?
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
You don't have BBC America?
No, I don't have... I got rid of all my cable subscriptions. I'm poor, dude.
Oh, you can get HBO next year when they go standalone.
I'm gonna
I am
get HBO
going to
next.
do that.
Which I
We'll
do
see if
believe
I get
some
sent
guy
letters
called
then
like
about
6
my
months ago.
downloading.
Yeah. Do you really still get letters sent to you?
I've had two.
Really?
For what? For downloading
Downloading
movies?
Game of Thrones. Only Game of Thrones. I can do anything else I want, like any movie, anything, and everybody's like, "Oh, we don't give a shit." But Game of Thrones, HBO is on that.
Actually, HBO doesn't really care.
Apparently,
Because-
someone does.
They care about Brian.
It's more.
Yeah.
It's more the cable company probably because HBO came out and said we love that because it's translating to Blu-ray sales.
Yeah.
I just get my sister's HBO Go, like her password and stuff, and I just use that for whenever Game of Thrones comes out. And True Detective.
And that's it for See It.
All right,
News.
so are we going to move on to the 4-hour-long discussion of trailer talk this week?
There's not really a whole lot I
We
care
have
to
12
see.
trailers to talk about.
But
Yeah,
there's
but
like
most of them
2
kinda
that
suck.
look good.
I think we can be fairly succinct about the matter until we get to Nicolas Cage.
Yes. All right, so the first trailer we're going to talk about is a movie called Merry Friggin' Christmas. It's directed by Tristram Shapiro. She directs a bunch of episodes of Community, which I love that show, which I guess is how Joel McHale ended up in this movie. It's written by Michael Brown. He wrote this, pretty much. This movie stars Joel McHale, Lauren Graham, Wendy McClendon-Covey, Jeffrey Tambor, Oliver Platt, Clark Duke, and Robin Williams. I'm not sure if this is his last movie or if he had a couple more.
This movie looks funny, but every time I see a movie like this come out, I just think this is another movie that they're trying to shove into the holiday season to make money off of.
Well, that's what the holiday season's all about.
Yes,
well,
yes,
I
it is.
guess. Cynical.
That's the theme of the day.
Yeah, the plot. This is a very cynical podcast. The plot of this movie is Joel McHale is forced to spend Christmas with his estranged family. When they arrive, he realizes that he left all of his son's gifts back home, so now he has to take a road trip back home with his dad, Robin Williams, and hilarity ensues.
I do think the cast is really good.
Yeah.
Particularly Joel McHale is hilarious. And I like Clark Duke. I think he's fucking funny.
I like Oliver Platt.
I'm not
I
a huge
love
Oliver
Oliver
Platt fan.
Platt.
Really?
Really
Yes.
not. I haven't seen him in a whole lot I really liked. I didn't care for him in year 1. Didn't like him.
I just didn't like that movie.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I loved Year One.
Yeah. I know you did. You talked about it whenever we talked about Jack
See,
Black.
he remembers Zach.
Hey, I'm sorry. I've slept since then. I don't remember everything about that podcast.
All right, the next movie we're going to talk about is In the Heart of the Sea. This is Ron Howard's new movie. He gave us...
Please read to me the movies Ron Howard has been associated with on our sheet here.
Okay.
Just read them to me.
Oh, God damn it. I see it already. All right, he gave us Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, Rush, Frost Nixon, Cinderella Man, and...
Wallow.
Wallow? What
God
movie is
damn
that? Can you tell me about that movie?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
It's this great
I
movie.
believe that Val Kilmer would be in a movie called Wallow.
It was this movie. The Wallow stars Val Kilmer and Val Kilmer. No, Willow. I love Willow.
Frost
It's a
Nixon was
great
terrible.
movie.
Oh, I like
that
Frost.
movie.
It
No,
was really good.
fucking
I found it
awful.
riveting.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually got that movie again the other night because I wanted to rewatch it. But this
that movie is about as good as having a sore ass.
In the Heart of the Sea is written by Charles Levitt, who gave us The Express, Blood Diamond, and K-Pax.
I love Blood Diamond.
I love K-Pax and Blood Diamond, obviously, and The Express
I'm
is...
fine with Blood Diamond.
I don't know what The Express is.
The Express is about the running back who got leukemia.
Oh, don't care. No, I mean,
You're
I'm not saying I
heartless.
don't care about.
You're
I'm not saying I
heartless.
don't care about cancer. I'm saying I don't care about the movie.
You don't know.
I don't like sports movies that much.
I
I
love
don't
sports
either.
movies.
I've seen like 2
We Are
good sports
Marshall
movies.
is the greatest sports movie.
This movie,
No,
no,
that is
That
wrong.
was
Rudy.
pre-reconnaissance.
No,
Rudy
not
or
Rudy.
Angels in the Outfield.
Or
No,
Bull
there's
Durham.
three
the
great
Varsity
Durham.
Blues.
there's
I like
three
Bull Durham.
great sports movies.
Varsity Blues.
Rudy.
Bull Durham,
Rudy.
Varsity
for the
Blues.
love of the game,
Rudy.
Major League I like.
and
Varsity-
Field of Dreams.
Field
No,
of Dreams
Var-
is actually up there.
I watched Field of
Varsity
Dreams the other
Blues
day.
and We Are Marshall.
I'm gonna go there
And
in a couple
Blindside.
years to that field.
In
It's
the
gonna be
Heart of the
awesome.
Sea is a movie that stars Cillian Murphy, Chris Hemsworth, Ben Whishaw, Michelle Fairley, and Brendan Gleeson.
Doesn't Cillian Murphy always look like he feels like he's the coolest guy in the room?
Because he is. I
Also,
would.
looks like he's up to something.
Yeah, he's like scheming.
You
He's
know.
Like if you were gonna go up to a group of people and you saw him, and he was just in a random group of people, and you want to ask him a question, he'd be the guy you would ask.
This movie is about it's a depiction of the true story of the Essex of 1819. Does anybody in this room know the story of the Essex?
No.
Nope.
Quick background story for you because
Moby
I
Dick.
love history. It's the true story of Moby Dick. This is what Moby Dick is based off of.
Gotcha.
It was a whaling. The Essex Nantucket was a ship, and it says 1819, but it was actually 1820, where this whaling ship found this giant sperm whale, and they were about to kill it when the whale attacked the boat, and they all had to go on life rafts for like a month, and they were out there for so long they actually started eating each other because they were starving. It's a
Yeah.
true story of cannibalism on the sea.
That's cool.
Truly horrible story.
So
I think I'll have to watch that.
it's like the sea version of Alaska.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Airplane
Dahmer
movie.
Party. The next movie we're going to talk about is Focus. It's directed and written by Glenn Ficarra and John Fuqua, or Riqua.
John. Oh yeah, never mind.
They gave us Crazy Stupid Love and I Love You, Philip Morris, which was the Ewan McGregor.
Crazy Stupid Love was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
that
was.
movie was so good. Like
I never
David Lindhagen.
surprisingly a really
David
David Lindhagen.
God damn it, Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon was awesome in that movie.
Oh, and he's so good in the following. The following season 2 is so awesome.
I actually want to start watching that show because a lot of
Do
people
it.
talk about it.
I would totally be a follower.
You're giving me
No,
the dead eye. Like if
you-
I don't watch that show, shit's gonna get
Before
real.
you watch the
I-
following, you need to catch up on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
first.
there's a lot of stuff I gotta
I'm
do.
just saying.
Okay, Focus stars Margot Robbie, who is fine. Stars Will Smith, Rodrigo Santoro, Gerard McRaney, who, as we all know, is from House of Cards.
Tusk.
Raymond Tusk. And Adrian Martinez.
Rodrigo Santoro might be what I name my next child. That's a great name.
The plot of this movie is a con man begins training a beautiful woman to be his new protege, but things get tricky when they fall in love with each other.
Okay, so two things. I'm not a
pretty
big Will
gay.
Smith fan. Not a huge Will Smith fan. And I don't like movies like this, but I kind of want to see it.
I will wait until I hear one way or another. Right now, I don't plan on seeing it.
Yeah, I don't plan on seeing
Oh,
it
I
either,
won't
but I
see
do
it in
love Will
theaters.
Smith.
I'll wait till it comes out on streaming.
Unless people say, dude, it's just as good as Crazy Stupid Love, which they're totally different movies, but...
Not the best.
So, next movie we're going to talk about, Tomorrowland, directed by Brad Bird. He gave us Ratatouille, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, The Incredibles, and The Iron Giant.
Wait,
Yes.
the guy that did Ghost Protocol did Ratatouille? No wonder I love Ghost Protocol. Ratatouille's
Whoa, Ghost Protocol is really good.
It was
Ratatouille is the best Pixar movie. I don't
Isn't
care
it
what you
Louis
say.
C.K.?
I love it when you tell
Ratatouille.
jokes.
Ah,
The
no,
ne-
Patton Oswalt.
This is written by
I
Damon...
love Patton Oswalt.
Okay, this is a... I want to think about this. This is directed by Brad Bird. He gave us Ghost Protocol and those kind of movies. And it's written by David Lindelof. He gave us The Leftovers, Lost in World War Z, Prometheus, and Into Darkness, Star Trek. And it's a Disney movie? It's going to be a dark-ass Disney movie.
Well, it's probably not.
Stars Britt
Written
Robertson,
off Disney.
Judy Greer, George Clooney, Hugh Laurie, which I'm glad he's back to acting, Catherine Hahn, and Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw's in
McGraw.
this movie? Oh, now I really don't want to see it.
All right, I didn't know much about
I
this
really
movie,
wanna
so
see
here, this is IMDb's plot synopsis. Bound by a shared destiny, A teen bursting... Blah, that's the plot. A teen bursting with scientific curiosity and a former boy genius inventor embark on a mission to unearth the secrets of a place somewhere in time and space that exist in their collective memories.
See, if I thought that would mean it was a real science fiction movie and not a Disney movie, then I would be intrigued. But
I'm incredibly intrigued. I want to see it.
and like if it starred adults, I like movies that have adults in them.
I don't care.
That's ageist.
I am very ageist.
It's because you're just a disgruntled, grumpy old
So
man.
you didn't like
Yeah, you're
you
too
didn't
old.
like what the fuck is that movie that just came out recently that starred a bunch of like quasi teenagers who also are
Well,
in,
you've
like,
narrowed
their
it down
early
to
20s.
500.
Divergent. You didn't.
I love
I didn't see
Divergent.
that.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah,
It's a really good movie.
It was tolerable.
Shut your
It was
mouth.
tolerable.
I was probably drinking.
Yeah, but you don't
scotch
like
and
Frozen,
watching.
so you don't matter.
Okay. So the next film up there we're going to talk about is called Citizen 4. It's a documentary directed by Laura Poitras. She did Point of View, The Oath, and Flag Wars. It's the story of Edward Snowden. I guess, I'm assuming from what I've read, this is the first time anybody has been able to get an interview with Edward Snowden. So I'm really
Really
interested to-
excited. The story is super interesting.
Yeah, it's
because
a major.
the guy should not be branded a traitor at all.
Yeah, it's very
For,
controversial.
For people that don't keep up with the news, you guys should probably explain
So
the
he was
storyline there.
he was a computer programmer for
NSA.
NSA, and he had found evidence that a lot of shit was going on that the NSA said wasn't going on. Like they're not supposed to be just surveilling random people,
'Cause it's kind of
picking
illegal.
up their shit.
Little bit.
It's illegal. So he brought it to, I think the original, he either brought it to his bosses or mentioned it to his bosses, and they said, yeah, we don't give a fuck, or they ignored it. So he took all of that information and released it to was it the New York Times or the Public, somehow through a newspaper, I think.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, you're a traitor, and he's been on the run ever since.
I think he's currently
Damn.
hiding in Russia from the U.S. government.
He is hiding in Russia. He's got temporary asylum
yeah,
there.
asylum.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very controversial subject in our time right now. Obviously, a lot of people say he's a traitor. A lot of people say he's a hero. I'd like to see this documentary just to hear what he has to say on the whole matter. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I really want to see this documentary. Being a huge fan of documentaries to begin with. The next movie we're going to talk about, Set Fire to the Stars, directed and written by Andy Gobert. He does a whole bunch of like a TV show directing, like one episode for this show, another for that show. Stars Elijah Wood, Cylon Jones, and Kelly Riley. It's about, in the 1950s, a poet decides to try to save his lifelong hero, Dylan Thomas, from going off the deep end. What do you guys think? Black and white movie,
I don't know.
very artsy.
On one hand, I know that I should want to see this movie.
On
But
what,
I
Grimes?
feel like it's kind of trying to tell us that we should want to see it.
Right.
You
Like,
know,
you
like,
feel,
yeah.
you watching the trailer, it's one of those movies like, man, I should want to see this. It looks kind of interesting. It's got Elijah Wood in it. That's awesome. But I just have zero desire to see it.
The
and
best part
I
about
don't
the
give any
trailer
fucks.
was Elijah Wood's accent, and that was
Just
probably the
it
best.
doesn't pull me in at all.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the greatest movie of all time, Dying of the Light. Directed.
I swear this is a video game.
No, you're thinking of Dying Light,
Oh, okay.
and it's a coming zombie survival horror game.
okay.
That had that awesome "Run Boy Run" song.
Whatever.
That's such a great song. All right, so it's directed and written by Paul Schrader. He wrote Taxi Driver, he wrote Rolling Thunder, and he wrote the script
Look
for
at that
Raging.
resume.
What?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? Somebody with that kind of pedigree is directing Nicolas Cage?
Nick Cage and Anton Yelchin.
Or, as his properly named,
Nicholas Coppola. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think from now on in this podcast, we will only refer to him as Nicholas Coppola.
No.
Anybody
what
else?
we're seeing is not Nicholas Coppola. We're seeing Nicolas Cage.
All
I
right.
know we are.
Okay.
That man was not born like that.
The plot. God damn it. The plot of this movie: a CIA agent CIA agent who may be suffering from delusions and dementia believes a terrorist he has been hunting is still alive.
Has there ever been a synopsis that is more Nicolas Cage than that?
You know what's crazy is, honestly, if it was anybody but Nicolas Cage, I think I would really want to see this movie.
That's the reason.
Nicolas Cage is great.
That's the reason why I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm right there with Brian.
Because whenever if I see this movie with him in it,
I cannot wait to watch Left
my
Behind.
first thought is, I have zero desire to see it. It's going to be terrible. But if it's anybody else, I think it's going to be good.
The thing about Nicolas Cage is once in a while he's good. That's kind of the thing that makes him even more interesting.
He was great in Gone in 60 Seconds and The Rock. And
he has these little moments.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah. And more, too. I'm trying to think movies that he was good
I never saw Leaving.
Well,
Cruise,
it's just the
The
odds
Frozen
game.
Ground,
If you just keep the Edgar Allan Poe,
Kick-Ass,
you know,
Sorcerer's
he just
Apprentice.
threw out a whole bunch of shit,
Yeah.
and eventually he's going to throw out something that's actually good.
Well, and his idea of acting, too, like, sometimes it seems like he takes it... I think he always takes it seriously, but it results in different things. Like, sometimes he... plays a role straight and it works. Sometimes he does that and he comes off boring. Sometimes he does the other thing.
Yeah.
Like in Wicker Man. And that is fascinating.
They're stinging my eyes!
Isn't he in,
How did it get burned?
Isn't he in Expendables 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see
Wait,
it.
what?
I believe that I
Nicolas
read
Cage
that.
in Expendables 3?
I didn't see him in it.
I liked him in Season of the Witch.
I swear he's in Expendables.
I know Harrison
Season
Ford
of the
is.
Witch. Also, oh my god.
Great
I'm going to have
movie.
an overload
I
here.
liked City of Angels.
I don't like Meg Ryan. I'm sorry.
I think you just hurt Shelby's feelings.
Oh, it's
I
more
know.
like he
I
broke
don't
my
like Meg
heart.
Ryan, and
you
I
ripped
love Scarlett Johansson.
You
It's-
ripped
was not
my
in
soul
Expendables
away
3.
with that statement.
I thought he was.
That was Harrison Ford.
Ripped
Hey,
it away. Oh,
Killing me
man
won't
after
bring
my
back
own
your
heart right
goddamn
there.
honey.
Yeah!
I listened to How Did This Get Made, and they did that movie, and it was amazing.
Have you guys seen the original one from like 1970? It's pretty good.
No, The Wicker Man.
It's really creepy, actually.
No, I didn't know
Oh,
that was a remake.
Christopher Lee is in it. He's
He
the
is
lead
in
actor
that.
in that.
I saw the
Hey,
ending to that movie, and it was
Christopher
very
Lee is the most
disturbing.
hardcore 90-year-old on the fucking planet.
Yeah. Well, then I think he was like 50.
Oh, I hated him in that Back in Time movie or something like that. Somewhere in Time, that's what it's called.
Who?
Christopher Reeves?
No, Lee.
Lee.
Oh.
He's dead.
Saruman
Christopher
White.
Reeves is pretty dead.
Plus, he's the only
Yeah, I was a little bit
90-year-old to
confused
ever
as
put
to
out a
your guys'
death metal album.
Yeah.
So far.
I don't
So
know who
far.
Christopher Lee is.
Leave that. Just give Marilyn Manson another 50 years.
He's really good on Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he actually
Oh my
is.
god, I love Tully.
He plays an Aryan racist on it.
and
it's
he's
pretty
great.
Okay, anyway.
Without his makeup on.
So, the next
didn't
movie
even
we're going to talk
recognize
about is Black Sea.
This is directed by Kevin MacDonald, who gave us The Eagle, which is not that good. The Last King of Scotland, which I haven't seen.
Pretty good.
Amazing. It's
And-
amazing.
One Day in September.
It's a documentary.
Okay.
It's actually, Kevin MacDonald won an Oscar, I think, documentary for One Day in September.
It's written by Dennis Kelly, TV show writer for Utopia. I don't know
It's
what
a
that
it's a
is.
BBC show, I believe, but
I know
apparently
there's that reality show where they put like 15 or 20 people in this isolated
No, it's
place,
it's
and
another
they try to
show.
build society.
Yeah,
But
there's one called that.
that
as well.
looks fucking awful.
But this is a different show.
Starring Jude Law, who's awesome. Scoot McNairy, that's a weird name.
I was just getting ready to comment on all the names.
Michael Smiley. The plot is a diving team discovers a Hitler U-boat at the bottom of the ocean that's filled with gold, like $180 million worth.
that's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah,
The amount of gold?
yeah.
Well, gold just keeps going
Well,
up in
it's
price.
funny because they say it's $180 million of gold, and then they show that entire room. I love how Hollywood depicts what they think gold is worth, because really, like, 2 of those bars of gold, if they were real gold, would be like $180 million.
No, they wouldn't.
No, I swear to God, dude.
No, they wouldn't. Those bars might weigh, what, 2 pounds?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you have any
How,
idea?
how much does a bar of gold weigh?
Welcome to the Gold It
All right,
podcast,
you
in
guys
which we discuss the weight and
I'm gonna look
density
this
of bars of gold.
This movie looks interesting, but I probably won't ever see it.
I'll probably see it, but probably not. In the
Maybe when
theater.
it comes out on Netflix.
I'm gonna look. You guys talk about this. I'm gonna look this shit up because
I don't
I
know.
love how
Do
serious
you have
this
any
gold-
desire to see this movie?
Black Sea?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, I want to see
It
it.
looks interesting, but I just don't know. I don't think I'm gonna ever see it. Andrew's gonna shit his pants when he knows I'm right.
I'm on the.
I like Jude Law, but I
What are you
don't
on
care for that.
gold.com? Where'd you go to your source?
I'm on
have
the
you
US
seen those
Treasury
late night
site.
infomercials with those guys who say, "Bring us your gold, we pay top dollar."
Yeah.
Or like every once in a while in the hospital, they would have a guy with a table up and a little scale, so you could like bring him your gold at the hospital and he'll pay you money for it.
I also
What?
love the idea of finding a bar of gold. Like that seems so antiquated. That's like finding an anvil.
Do you remember that movie with John Travolta called Battlefield Earth? How that was like the big thing
Yeah.
in
The
that
greatest
movie,
movie
was
of all
bars gold.
time.
Bars of gold?
Yeah.
Never
All right,
saw it.
yeah, I can't find anything.
This
To
is
be continued.
just assume that I'm right because I am.
I was going to say, never mind.
Oh, right.
So the next movie we're going to talk about is Top 5, directed and written by Chris Rock. The movie stars Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, Kevin Hart, Whoopi Goldberg, Jerry Seinfeld, Tracy Morgan, Cedric the Entertainer, Romany Malco, Rosario Dawson.
Jerry Seinfeld's in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
The plot of this is after a life as one of the most successful comedians in the world, Andre, who is played by Chris Rock, decides he wants to become a serious actor.
This actually looks very funny and very good.
I would
Yeah, I'm
probably see
super
this.
excited for it.
Yeah, I would see
I wouldn't say I'm super excited, but I
This
would like
is-
to see it.
This is
I
one
love
of
all those actors.
two movies in this whole thing, or three, that I'm like jazzed to see.
Okay. The next movie up, do you have anything else you really want to say about Top 5?
No, that's it.
Okay. The next movie up, Sex Ed, directed by Isaac Federer. He did Life on the Line, written by Bill Kennedy, who does, I think he's done like 20 or 25 episodes of House of Cards. This movie stars Haley Joel Osment. He's back! Glenn Powell, Matt Walsh, Lorenzo Izzo, and Retta.
Who the hell just names their kid Retta? No
She's-
last name, just Retta.
You watch Parks and Rec?
No,
She's
I
the
don't
big
care for
black
that show.
lady.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
She's
love Donna.
Donna. Yeah. Okay, so the plot of this movie is an awkward young man who's Haley Joel Osment lands his first teaching job only to find out he will be teaching sex ed, an area he lacks knowledge.
Okay, I take it back. This is one of 5 movies on this list that I
Yeah,
kind of
yes.
want to see.
It
'cause
looks really funny.
it
Yes.
looks really awkward and funny.
Yes,
and who's the
yes,
guy
yes.
who's like the principal that's talking to Haley Joel Osment?
Matt Walsh.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. That
So,
guy's
yeah.
really funny. The next movie we're going to talk about really quick, Air. It's directed and written by Christian Catamessa. He is a video game director. You're a big fan, Zach, of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, you need to get on that shit and play it right now. I've probably put 20 or 25 hours in that game, and I'm still not done with it.
After Destiny, I think the next game I might play is The Evil Within.
You wait, really? You won't play Unity or Mortar, man?
I don't know.
Evil Within, not the best.
Another typo.
So, where?
Mordor.
Oh yeah, Not Modor must be Hodor's
I'm
brother.
sorry I make this an easy podcast for you guys. It's not like I do all the fucking work.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
So
How dare you?
he's made other video games like Red Dead Redemption, which was freaking amazing. And a long time ago, he did Manhunt, which was actually a really fun game. This movie stars
Is
Norman.
that Manhunt? Was that the Rockstar game where
Yeah.
it was like at the time it was very controversial? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
So this movie stars Norman Reedus and Damon Hansu and Cedrine Holt. I think Robert Kirkman is also associated with this. He's the creator of the Walking Dead comic series. This plot of this movie is 2 custodians are losing their minds as they are trapped in an underground bunker filled with cryo-frozen people waiting to be reawoken after the apocalypse.
We could tell nothing from this trailer.
It was just a quick teaser that
It kinda
IGN
looks
put out.
cool though.
Production values look kind of down, and the director's a video game person, so I'm not that excited about
Yeah,
this.
I'm not very
I want to
excited.
see
I don't think I'm
more
gonna see
until
it.
I make a decision.
Totes.
So, now it's time for the final trailer of the week. Avengers Age of Ultron. Holy fucking shit.
I don't think you need to say who's in it, even. I mean,
No, I'm going to because I'm just so excited.
Who the fuck is Andy Serkis in this movie? That I need to know this.
It's not listed on IMDb.
What is Joss Whedon? Was Joss Whedon involved in Wallow?
Yeah, he was involved in Wallow and
too.
Modor.
And Modor?
Wallow travels to Modor.
I wanna see-
Shortos of Modor.
I want to see the buddy cop movie Hodor and Modor.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I watched that.
here's a movie I'm going to pitch to Joss Whedon. It's called Wallow's Wallowing to Modor, where he has to drop a necklace into a canyon.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right. So, Avengers Age of Ultron stars Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Erin Taylor-Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, the hot one, and the talented one, actually,
Yeah.
of the Olsen sisters. Jeremy Renner, Sam Jackson, Paul Bettany, Andy Serkis, like we don't know who he's going to be yet, but he has his weird goatee. Stellan Skarsgård, Stan Lee, he's in all the Marvel movies. Don Cheadle, Cody Smulders, and Kobe, don't be raping Kobe. And James Spader, who has one of the coolest voices in... I'm actually really glad that he's come out of like the Hollows, because first he was in Lincoln,
Yeah.
and he was really good.
Really funny in Lincoln, actually.
And then he started doing The Blacklist, which
apparently is such a great show.
dude, it's so fucking
What's
good.
it about?
The Blacklist?
Yeah.
It's this new TV show starring James Spader. He used to be a top-level FBI operative. Like, he was like the best of the best. And then he went rogue, and now he's like the FBI's most wanted man. For like 10 years, nobody could find him. And then one day, he just walks into the FBI's like main headquarters and just sits down and puts his hands up. And he's like, what the hell is he doing? He's like, all right, I'm back. I have this list, I call it the blacklist, of the most dangerous people in the world. People you don't even know about. If you guys give me amnesty, I will help you catch these people. And that's what the show's about.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That
I have some
sounds
issues with
really
it
awesome.
as it continues.
Is it the main girl?
Well, I feel like the acting's pretty weak in general, outside of Spader and the guy that was in Dollhouse.
Yeah.
That's a great show.
Yeah, it is.
But I like her, the main girl, her husband. Like, that whole storyline was awesome.
Which I don't believe is over. But also...
Oh, no, it's not over. Are you
also-
fully caught up?
Yeah.
I have a couple of... Since season 2 started, I have to get caught up on that.
I'm kind of done with... I wish, because there are so many overarching questions now, they would do away with the case of the week thing. Mm-hmm. I think they could do away with that.
Yeah. Well, bring it back every now and then.
Yeah. But I mean, more focus on the overall trajectory.
Yeah. But with Age of Ultron, the trailer for this was actually supposed to come out next week during the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. But it got leaked online, and instead of just taking all these trailers down, Marvel said, screw it, we're just going to put out the high-definition version of it. And it was
Which is
really...
way better.
I liked that move.
It was really funny, because after it got leaked, Marvel went online on their Twitter, and all they typed was, "Damn it, Hydra." And I laughed. It's really funny. They took a bad situation and they turned around and they made it work for them.
Which is what should always happen.
Yeah. I thought that was really funny. But James Spader is going to play Ultron. And from what I understand with the whole Ultron storyline is Hank Pym, who's going to be Ant-Man.
Hank Pym?
Yeah, him too. Build Ultron as a peacekeeping software, or this
It
robotic...
was an old peacekeeping defense program that Robert Downey Jr. tries to, like, reignite at the beginning of this movie.
Shit gets real.
Shit gets way real.
And also from what I understand, Ultron is the first time you see adamantium, the metal that Wolverine is built out of. It's the first time adamantium is used. Like, he's fully... So he's indestructible, from what I understand.
This is going to have new heroes in it, obviously. Aaron Taylor-Johnson is Quicksilver.
Elizabeth Olsen's...
And Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And Paul Bettany, who plays the voice of Jarvis, is actually playing the voice of another superhero, The Vision, which I know nothing about. The guy.
I guess Ultron turns on the Vision, and then the Vision does a 180 and starts helping the Avengers. I think that's what's going on.
Probably. I don't know enough about the story.
So we talked a little about this before the podcast. We were watching the trailer, and then you see Robert Downey, what we assume is Robert Downey Jr. in his Iron Man suit, that then becomes the Hulkbuster, the giant suit of armor that he starts fighting the Hulk. Really interested to see if that is Robert Downey Jr., why he's fighting the Hulk. And then there's also that scene where you see Thor run up to Tony Stark, grab him by the throat, and then hold him up in the air.
Yeah, I
And
know.
you also see the broken shield.
Yeah, you see
of
Captain America's
Captain
shield
America.
cracked in half.
And Thor's laying next to it.
Yeah. I'm really... this is going to be the Empire Strikes Back of the
Apparently-
Avengers movie.
Apparently, this isn't all of what was showed at Comic-Con, but they said this is like going to change how movies are made,
Yeah.
which I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah,
or
that
not.
seems a little... Obviously not. because
Storytelling
there'll be
wise,
62 more Avengers movies after this one.
That's fine. I'll watch
Well,
it.
you know, it could be a whole new cast. Like, everybody could die in this one. I don't know how Ant-Man could come and save the day after all the Avengers are killed, but
By building a mound of dirt,
yeah.
roughly.
All right. Anything you guys want to add to Avengers Age of Ultron?
Other than the fact that I'm going to see it when it comes out, no.
All right. So now we're going to go back over the list. I'm going to say the movie. You guys go in a row, see if you're going to see it or not. Merry Friggin' Christmas. Brian.
Maybe.
Zach.
It's a maybe.
Shelby.
Once it comes out on DVD to like rent a family video or something.
Okay. I won't see it. I just don't want to see it. Next movie up, In the Heart of the Sea. Brian.
Yeah, I will.
Zach.
Maybe.
Shelby.
Yes.
I really want to see it. It's like on one of my top to see. Next movie up, Focus. Brian.
Yeah,
Zach.
I think I will.
This is a Will Smith movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to see it.
Shelby.
No.
I don't want to see it either. Tomorrowland. Brian.
Nope.
No.
Shelby.
Yes.
I do. I want to see it too. Next movie up, documentary, Citizen 4. Brian.
Yes.
Zach.
Definitely.
Yes.
I really want to see it.
Unanimous!
Too. Yay! All right, the next movie up, Set Fire to the Stars, the Elijah Wood movie. Brian.
Maybe.
Probably not.
No.
I don't want to see it either.
Yeah.
Dying.
Unanimous.
I don't even have to say it. Dying of the Light.
Yes.
Probably not.
No.
Oh God, yeah. Brian and I opening night.
Yeah,
Are
we're
you
doing
game?
it. Yeah, dress up in cage costumes.
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
All right. Next up, Black Sea.
Yeah, I think I will.
This is the...
This is a Jude Law movie or the submarine.
Probably not.
No.
No, I think it looks really interesting. I'd like to see it. The next movie up, top 5, Chris Rock's movie.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah, not sold. Not sold. Next movie up, Sex Ed, Haley Joel Osment.
Probably not.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe. I'll wait until I hear if it's funny or not. It looks like a movie that could be swept under the rug. The next movie up, Air. This is the Norman Reedus Demon Hansu movie.
Probably not. But who knows? I don't know.
Strong
enough.
possibility because I'm really intrigued.
Absolutely not.
I'm right there with you guys because I don't. Is the teaser of Tealers? You see nothing in
No.
this. So until I see a better trailer, I'm not going to say one way or the other. And then, fucking Avengers. Come on, Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I think I'll probably see
I would
that.
see it now if I could.
Fuck yeah.
Are we going to all have an opening night party, midnight premiere?
Might as well.
Maybe.
Well, I guess they don't even do midnight premieres anymore. So
It's like 3 days
It's
before
like,
at
it's
noon.
like 7 o'clock the day before.
yeah, 3 days before at noon.
That's roughly what it is now. It took the fun. I liked the old way.
Yeah, you had
I
to
like
stay
it how
up
it used to be.
when midnight premiere actually meant midnight premiere.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move on to the top 10 segment of our podcast where we talk about top 10 actor, writer, director, and we just go through a list of their best movies. So this week is going to be Jeff Bridges. All of us love Jeff Bridges.
Oh yeah.
So let's start at number 10. It's one of his first movies called Stay Hungry. Has anybody seen this movie?
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. It's
It's
directed...
got Freddy Krueger in it.
Yeah. Old Robert Englund is in it. This movie is directed by Bob Rafelson. He does No Good Deed, The Postman Always Rings Twice, and a bunch of like erotic movies. And then it's also written
So
by
he's a porn director.
yeah, very like as close as you can get without being called a porn director.
Nice.
And it's written by Charles Gaines, who gave us movies like Pumping Iron and Stripper. This movie stars Jeff Bridges, Schwarzenegger, Sally Field, R.G. Armstrong, and Robert Englund. The plot of this movie is a guy, he wants to buy up this entire neighborhood, and there's this gym there that this Austrian is training for to be Mr. Universe.
Was that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like 1970s when he was like
A bodybuilder.
a Greek god, yeah. And And then after a while, after like staying at this gym, Jeff Bridges really comes to love what's going on there. It was a good movie. The reason I put it there is because it was one of his first movies, and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movie. So I think it holds a lot of historical value whenever we put it on the
Sally
list.
Field.
That movie doesn't sound interesting at all.
It was a 70s movie. They were just making movies to make movies, back then.
Okay.
The next movie up on our group list is K-Pax. I like this movie a lot.
I haven't seen it.
It's
I love Hackers and Inkheart, but I've never
Is
seen
Hackers the
K-Pax.
one with Angelina Jolie?
Yes.
That movie's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And Ethan Embry.
Yeah, great movie.
That was Ian Sofley. He gave us Inkheart and Hackers. I was surprised by how much I did not like Inkheart.
I loved Inkheart. I love Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser was in it.
I haven't seen
I
it.
love
Where
him.
whenever he reads something out of a book, it comes true.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't let him lie to
It's,
you. He lied to you
written
about
by
Frozen.
Charles Levitt, who we talked about earlier, he did Blood Diamond and The Heart of the Sea coming out in The Express. This movie stars Jeff Bridges and Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey, you guys said you've never seen the movie. Kevin Spacey's a mental patient who claims to be a being from another world. Everybody thinks he's crazy until he starts making these arguments to where you're like, well, maybe he is an alien. Because he starts saying all this. So the whole movie you're trying to figure out, is he really an alien or is he a crazy guy? It was a fun movie. I like those movies where it leaves it up to you whether he's telling the truth or not. And Jeff Bridges plays the physician who's trying to take care of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, I wanted to see it. I just never did.
Yeah, I saw it a long-ass time ago.
Don't
Now,
really
Zach,
desire.
on number 8, you're up. Take it away.
I chose... Because everybody else chose all the ones I would have chosen.
Hey, I give you guys the list of the actor, and then it's just a first come, first serve.
I chose Tron Legacy, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who's only done something called Oblivion.
That was a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Written by
It wasn't that bad of a movie.
Edward
It wasn't terrible.
Edward
Tom Cruise is
Kitsis,
terrible.
who was responsible for Lost, which I never watched. Obviously, it stars Jeff Bridges and Daft Punk, and there quite possibly could have been other people in it, but Daft Punk made the greatest soundtrack of all time.
That's
which
the plot
they
of the movie.
Really did. But anyway, this obviously is the sequel to... When did the first one come out? 1981?
82.
82.
I'll look it up. I think it's
And
82.
Obviously, it has to do with his son, who goes back into the virtual world well, actually, he just gets sucked in, and then he tries
82.
to rescue him. But I remember when I saw it the first time, I didn't like it that well because it was so dialogue heavy and they were advertising it to be more of an action movie. But going back on it, it was really, really good. And anything Jeff Bridges said in the movie was great.
I thought he did an amazing job in this movie. Like, wow. For like a Tron movie, which, he did back. But coming back as an old Jeff Bridges, I thought he did like believable job.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right, so the next, and also the greatest soundtrack of all time.
Yeah.
Next movie up, True Grit. This was mine. This is directed and written by Joel and Ethan Coen. No Country for Old Men, Burn After Reading, Fargo, and this, and many other things.
Such a resume.
Oh yeah, those guys are too brilliant for their own
And
good.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. That's what I meant to put down, but I accidentally wrote True Grit.
And Raising Arizona.
Yeah. Their resume is like a mile long of brilliance. Stars Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Haley Steinfeld, Josh Brolin, and Barry Pepper.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
I did not like this movie.
I did.
I thought Jeff Bridges was just hilarious, too.
You needed
Actually,
subtitles.
in general, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Or do you mean your eye?
You
Yeah.
were not LaBeef.
You were not LaBeef.
That might have been my favorite part of the whole movie.
You needed subtitles to understand what he was saying in that movie. It was so good. The plot of this movie, it's a remake of an old John Wayne movie where a girl hires a U.S. Marshal to track down the man who murdered her pal. He killed my pal. And then Matt Damon plays an army dude who she also hires, and then it's just funny ensues between Matt Damon and Jeff Bridges how they try to go about this in different ways. I like this movie a lot. I thought it was really good.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Number 6, Brian, this is yours.
So I have Crazy Heart, which is sort of the impetus for Jeff Bridges' character in True Grit in a way.
Yeah.
This was, I think, a year
I like
or two
that.
before. But it's directed and written by Scott Cooper, who also did Out of the Furnace, starring Christian Bale. This movie stars Jeff Bridges, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Colin Farrell, and James Keane. The plot: a country musician must reevaluate his life once his love life fails. So he kind of starts to fall for Maggie Gyllenhaal's character. But, he's got a little bit of a problem with being an alcoholic and all that.
I could see that being an issue.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an issue. So he's trying to get his life together while he also is growing closer to her and her son and, not mess the whole thing up. But the big thing, the movie I thought was, fine. But the big thing here was Jeff Bridges himself, who was just incredible. It was finally broke his streak and he won an Oscar.
Finally, yeah. He had, let's see how many he did before that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 movies before this he was nominated for an Oscar and he finally won.
What was he nominated for?
He did The Last Picture Show, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, which was the Clint Eastwood movie. Starman, which you're going to talk about.
God damn, that's a great movie.
The Contender, which was a really good movie. And then Crazy Heart, and then his last Oscar nomination was for True Grit.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, Shelby.
It's Iron Man. It's directed by John, I don't know how to say his last name. Favreau. Who did Chef, Swingers, Cowboys and Aliens, great movie. Iron Man 2, also a great movie. And Elf, a great movie as well.
Yeah.
It was written by Mark Fergus, who wrote Cowboys and Aliens, and Children of Men. It stars
movie.
Jeff Bridges, Robert Downey Jr., of course, and Gwyneth Paltrow, Terrence Howard, Clark Gregg, Paul Bettany, and Jon Favreau. Jeff Bridges is actually the bad guy. He plays the competitor of Tony Stark. And he's trying to steal the iron suit, basically. He's trying to replicate it, a stronger, more
Shelby, I'm not
perfected
going
version.
to write down the plot of Iron Man.
Yeah, I read that before I started, so I prepared it in my head.
Yeah.
Not to mention I watched it last night, so that way I could compare it with his...
Big bald head.
Yeah, it actually threw me off at first when I was trying to pick my other movie from The Big Lebowski. I was like, what other movie am I going to pick? And I was like, he's an Iron Man? He wasn't an Iron Man. And then when I went back and watched it, I was like, he's totally an Iron Man. That's totally Jeff Bridges. And I did not realize that at first. And he's a really good villain. Mm-hmm. He's scary. At one point, he had this guy from a third world country making the suit. And it was a rough prototype, but not anywhere near Tony Stark's perfected
It's been so... We've
suit.
all probably seen it several times, but
Yeah.
Iron Man, looking back on it, though, I thought it was so great how they misdirected who the villain was actually going to be, because at first you're like, oh, it's going to be the guy, the
Middle Eastern...
The Middle Eastern guy, but it immediately changes course, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Well,
That Iron Man, that was when Marvel realized that they had a franchise on their hand. That they could do something great. And
nobody gave a shit about Robert Downey Jr. before that came back out.
That guy, he hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
He was doing movies like Zodiac.
Zodiac was a good movie.
Yeah, fuck you for that.
Yeah, Andrew.
Let me say,
And he
was
did
a
great in that movie.
Minor character.
What about Kiss
It was
Kiss
a
Bang Bang?
great
Did anybody see
character.
that?
Let
seen it,
me
but I've heard it's
fucking finish.
That's great.
He was doing movies like that where he was a minor character. He didn't have lead roles.
No.
Now that I got to finish my fucking thought.
Whatever.
But he did do Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Which was
movie.
good.
It was really good.
Really liked that movie.
But that was Val Kilmer that stole that movie, not Robert.
I don't know. I thought that was like the first time I saw it. You could see the Iron Man personality
Really?
in him. Yeah, a little bit.
All right, Zach, take it away on number 4.
This is a movie called Starman, directed by John Carpenter.
Does the David Bowie song ever play in the movie?
Honestly, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Has to.
But John Carpenter, who brought us Vampires, which is with James Woods, which is actually great. Escape from L.A., Big
Yes.
Trouble Little China,
Yes.
Christine, which is terrible, The Thing,
Yes.
and Escape from New York and Halloween.
The Thing is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my
It's such
life.
a good movie. And the remake, or not the remake, but the prequel
Not the
is
best.
really good. I liked it.
It's written by Bruce Evans, who did Mr. Brooks, which is a good movie. Fuck, what is the deal? You are just shitting all over my good movies.
Wait until you get to the third one on this list.
Cutthroat Island and Jungle to
Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah.
It stars Jeff Bridges, obviously, Karen Allen, MC Gainey, and Charles Martin Smith. And the plot is Jeff Bridges is an alien who asked this widowed lady to drive him across the country.
You've seen the movie, but didn't he take on the form of like her dead husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually, I'd never heard of this, but my dad has this weird thing where every once in a while he'll mention a movie to me, or I'll walk in and he's watching it.
That does sound really weird that your dad talks to you.
Shut up. Anyway, where he's watching these movies and I've never heard of or never seen, and I watch them and they turn out to be super great. And I was very surprised by how well I liked it.
All right. So number 3 is Me. It's the original Tron back in 1982. Directed and written by Steven Lisberg. Stars Jeff Bridges, Bruce Boxleitner, who plays Tron, David Warner, and Cindy Morgan. The plot of this, it's the original, like before Tron Legacy. A hacker is sucked into the world of computers and now must find his way back home, while at the same time trying to save both worlds from being destroyed. This movie was groundbreaking, just like Star Wars was when it came to visual effects. If you go back and watch it now, you think it's just terrible, but at the time, it was game-changing. Tron bikes, the discs, all that stuff, that's where all this came from. Like, an entire generation of video games came from this movie.
It's true.
And it had young Jeff Bridges in it, and a giant door.
How old would he have been then?
82, he had to have been 29-ish?
Probably somewhere in there. It's important that we know Jeff Bridges' origin year.
Mm-hmm.
He was 33.
See? He
Yeah.
was still time.
Jeff Bridges was 33 when he made this?
Tron, yeah.
Oh.
There's still time for us to be in Tron, Zach. We're not done.
He was born in 1949.
Yeah.
Number 2, Brian, this is yours.
All right, I have The Fisher King, which is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen.
Well, it's Terry Gilliam,
Yeah,
so.
directed by Terry Gilliam, who, he's done a lot of movies. I don't even want to go into it.
Holy Grail. That's all you need to
Monkeys
say.
is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Written by Richard LaGravenesse, who wrote a bunch of shit, apparently.
Yeah.
The Horse Whisperer, P.S. I Love You, P.S. Water for Elephants. Starring Jeff Bridges
Those
and
last two
Robin
were
Williams.
great movies.
Water for Elephants was tolerable.
The,
Water for Elephants was a good movie.
the
It was
plot,
a great movie.
Okay, Brian.
The plot of this movie: a former radio DJ, suicidally despondent because of a terrible mistake he made, finds redemption in helping a deranged homeless man who was an unwitting victim of that mistake. So this, at the heart of this, are the two performances, Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams, which are both excellent.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen this movie in probably 10 years, but basically how I'll always think of it is as this. If you imagine like a kind of a gross, dark movie, this gets like, for some reason, without even plot-wise being so, grosser and darker than that. It just feels gross to watch. But I'll always love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fun movie.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Shelby, take us away with the quintessential Jeff Bridges movie.
The Big Lebowski is the greatest movie ever.
It's up there.
It was directed and written by Joel and Ethan Coen. No Country for Old Men, Burn After Reading, Fargo, True Grit, as we said earlier. It stars Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Steve Buscemi, and some minor roles by Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Tara Reid, Peter Stormare, Flea, Torsten Voges, John Turturro,
Totoro, yeah.
The Jesus.
and Sam Elliott
Jesus.
as the narrator.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Nobody. I love Flea. Flea and Peter Stormare. and Torsten Vogt as the nihilist.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We care about nothing, Mr. Lebowski.
Care about nothing.
It's just about this guy who does nothing. He's unemployed. he has an apartment that's really shitty and with a rug that he apparently cares a lot about.
You really tied the room together.
And apparently so. And he gets mistaken for a millionaire that isn't really a millionaire. But it's a big plot twist that I won't ruin if you haven't seen it.
You know what? This is a case where you are okay ruining it.
Yeah, the movie came out in
Okay.
95?
8.
Well, some people are just not up to date on movies.
Well,
Let
it's
me
their
tell
own
you.
fault because the first movie you should have watched was The Big Lebowski.
That's true.
So
He's really super into bowling with his friends, which is played by John Goodman and Steve Buscemi. It's Donnie is Steve Buscemi and Walt, which is John Goodman.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
And he's just the dude.
Yeah.
His name's Jeff Lebowski, and so is the millionaire's name. And these guys come to his house and kick in his door and piss on his rug for one, and shove his head in the toilet. And he's so upset by his rug that he finds the Big Lebowski, which is the millionaire Jeff Lebowski, and he's like, "Man, I just want my rug back." And he's like, "Well, I worked my ass off without legs and all of this stuff, and you're just a bum, and the bums will always lose, and this and this and this, Mr. Lebowski." And he's like, "I'm not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude."
That's one of the best
I'm
lines
just
ever.
the dude.
You know that was Tara Reid's first movie?
Was it her first movie?
I'm pretty sure it was. She played
And she's really not in it that much.
I
Like,
know,
it's about her being kidnapped, and
Right.
then the whole thing for Jeff Bridges has to go find her, like, pay the money, but there's no money in this briefcase to begin with because he's
And then John Goodman does the barrel roll out of the car.
Oh god, and shoots everywhere, shoots the car up. His car gets shot, it gets wrecked, it gets stolen, and while it's stolen, it gets, like, pissed in and all kinds of stuff, and then finally gets set on fire by the nihilists.
I love later when they go to that high school kid's house.
Oh, yeah.
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Larry, this is what happens.
Oh, so
This is Saturday Shabbos. I'm not even supposed to be in a car.
My favorite
I'm
line
not supposed
is...
to pick up the phone with that unless it's an emergency. Well, this is a fucking emergency. That's why I picked up the phone.
That's one of the funniest things. My favorite line is the when he gets arrested at the end of the movie and he's sitting in the police station and the sheriff's telling him I don't like your jerk-off name, I don't like your jerk-off face.
And then he throws the fucking cup at his head.
I don't like you, jerk-off. Do I make myself clear? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Yeah, and he throws the coffee cup at his face.
Yeah, and it's just dink. It's like, oh, what the fuck?
All right,
What the fuck, man?
We are at an hour and a half, so we're going to wrap this up. So, thank you, everybody, for listening. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can find us at @C_it_podcast. You can find us on Facebook at /the See It Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at /See It Podcast. Thank you to Podomatic for giving out this content. Brian, would you like to plug your baseball podcast?
Yeah, The Backup Catcher. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Podomatic. You can find it on Facebook. Yes.
Nice.
Everywhere.
All right. Well, we will catch you next week on episode 30 of the See It Podcast. To all of our listeners, thanks for listening. Peace out.
Later.
Bye.
Meh.